Welcome to Encouragement by Ron. Today we're going to be taking a look at turning vision into action. We're in week or session 6 of the workbook, Possibility Thinking. Again, look at the information near the beginning of the video for how to obtain that study guide. So one of the challenges we have when we have ideas, whether it's for personal, spiritual, or career, is that it's good to think things through. It's good to see where you can make things go well before you start. But at some point, you have to start. So if that's whether, that's a new business, whether that's a new fitness routine or health issue, whether that's a spiritual enrichment, or in our personal life, trying to improve the family or some element of our personal life, we do have to take the first step. One of the things I thought was interesting, I was listening to a recent interview with Jay Leno, the former talk show host of Tonight Show, and he had lost some weight. In fact, I had just seen him in a comedy routine in Ohio a few months ago. And I noticed, I thought, well, he's looking good. He's in his 70s, looking better. And so in this interview, that was just a week or two ago, somebody asked, they said, I noticed you're looking a little better physically. He said, is there any special thing you're doing? And he said, no, I'm not doing any routine, any special diet. But I just realized I needed a little weight, so I've had a little more energy. And all I did was just cut back a little bit of what I was eating. I used to eat like 4 English muffins in the morning with butter. So I decided, yeah, I think we can cut back on that. Or maybe in a meal, he just made sure he cut down a little bit of food. He didn't do anything elaborate, anything that was overly stressful to him. He just did a little bit. Well, that fits pretty well with what we're talking about, possibility thinking. When we're trying to work with something we visualize that we want to do in our life, whether that's professional, spiritual, personal, career. Sometimes it's okay to think about it, think about what could be done. Do we have everything we need in place? But at some point you have to start. So in the instance for Jay Leno, his point was he just started one day. I'm just going to eat just a little bit less. He wasn't denying himself anything. He was just cutting back. And over a period of a year, he lost significant weight. Also, oftentimes for those of us who are trying to do some new venture, let's say we want to start something new in our career, or we actually want to start on the side our own business, something we really want to do. And we thought about it, we've written about it, now we've spent time in the last few weeks working on our handbook for possibility thinking. We've got ideas. Well, at some point, you just need to get started. And for an example, for a business, the starting point might be as simple as checking with your state regulations, or in another country, the local regulations. What does it take to get the name for your business? In most areas in the United States, that's pretty inexpensive just to get the name, called a DBA. Just get that so you get started. If you're thinking about working with like what Jay Leno was talking about, I want to be just a little more fit. Well, if that's the case, maybe you could just plan to walk an extra 1,000 steps today. Just a little start. But we've got to take action. We can't just think about it forever. Now, here is a phenomenon that many of us suffer from, and myself included. Okay, I'm going to put my hand up here. I count myself. We maybe tend to be a little bit perfectionistic, and so therefore we don't want to start something until we have ironed out all the potential wrinkles, all the potential problem. We understand every little thing about it before we start. Well, the challenge with that is if it's perfectionistic, you will never get started. One of the things I learned, I started my own business many years ago in the early 80s in Houston, Texas. And I never said something, yes to something that I thought I would be unable to do. But I can't tell you how many times in my business development somebody would ask me to do something, and I thought about it for a minute. I thought about my current set of skills, and I said, yes, I will do that. Even though I have never done it before, and even though I didn't have everything in place. And what that forced me to do was to go, full on researching it, getting it ready, doing the best I could. So I would do it the opposite. I would say something I've never done before, but I'm going to do it very well. Now, I wouldn't say something, yes, that was definitely beyond my ability. But I made sure I developed this habit that I would not say no to reasonable opportunities. That was combating my perfectionist nature, which naturally would be, I don't want to start anything until I know everything and every possible positive and negative about it before I start. Again, we don't want to be chaotic, irresponsible, but part of our problem for most people is not that they don't work enough with the detail or plan enough. Most people have a problem of over planning, delaying. Start. Take the first step. If it's something with the family or something with your friend, and you thought, boy, I would really wish we could do more, we could do this event, start the event by researching it, making a plan, making a date, telling your friends or family, this is what we're going to do. You don't know everything yet, but you know we got to start. So the challenge for this session is to think through those things that you really have been wanting to do, but you've lacked an important ingredient called boldness. Boldness. Do something bold to one of the areas of something you would like to do for the possibility thinking. Think through that. Write it down in today's session handbook and do it within 7 days. It's important to get started. Have a good day. Thank you.